like to welcome you all to the TNO meeting of the MRC Pontiac, November 25th, 6:30. We're going to open the meeting and take the attendance. Could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by our newest mayor, Debbie Laporte. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you. And I'll take the attendance. I have a staff attendance sheet too, so I guess I'll do that as well. So Winston, just say present. Winston Sundstrom.
Present.
Carl Mayer.
Present.
Brent Orr.
Present.
Alain Gagnon.
Yes, present.
Maurice Beauregard.
Present.
Donald Gagnon. John Armstrong.
Present.
Yes. Debbie Laporte.
Present.
Serge Newberry. Serge Newberry, not present. Kim Cartier-Villeneuve.
Present.
Gilles Dion.
Present.
Lynn Cameron.
Present.
James Gibson.
Present.
Sandra Murray.
Present.
Doris Ranger. Oh, hi, Serge. I see you, Serge. I had,
Hi, Jane, I just got on.
okay, perfect. Thanks, Serge. All right, Doris Ranger, are you on with us? Donnie, any news on Doris?
Yes, I'm here, present.
Okay, thanks, Doris. Colleen LaRiviere.
Here.
Karen Kelly.
Here.
David Rochon.
Here.
Bernard Waugh.
Oui, yes.
Annie Vinecourt.
Here.
Travis Ladisser.
I am here.
Réjean Dugas.
Yes.
Kim Lesage.
Present.
Natasha Guimet.
Present.
Julian Gagnon. Colleen Jones.
Present.
Cindy Phillips.
Present.
Okay, very good. And also in attendance are members of the local media. And did someone just speak? No? Okay. We'll go on to number 2, which is just an announcement that we are on Facebook Live, and we are also taping this by ministerial decree, and it will be placed or posted on the MRC website in a couple of days. That's just for information. Number 3, the declaration for use of the language of your choice. I'll read it en français. À celles et ceux présents ce soir, je rappelle que c'est votre droit de vous exprimer librement dans la langue officielle de votre choix. Au besoin, une ressource de la MRC pourra en assurer la traduction. Go on to number 4, very important item. And we're going to speak at this point about the retirement of Réjean Dugas, a person who has been a very important part of our MRC on this term and many other terms. And we're all going to have an opportunity to say a few words. Normally, of course, we could have a card signed, but with COVID, it's difficult to all be together. So we thought it would be fitting to have a bit of a tribute. Something is also organized on Friday evening, which is mainly concerning the staff of the MRC, and Bernard will be attending, and so will I. But in particular, I would simply like to say what a pleasure it has been working with Réjean Dugas. He came to the MRC in 2006, and he has had a number of different roles in forestry and then as the manager of territory. Réjean has always gotten everything done on time. He has been very professional. He's given us good advice. One thing that I really have come to appreciate is his sense of humor. And we've gone on a couple of road trips together. One of the first was, he thought it was important to go to Commonwealth Plywood in Santa Therese, so that was great. We went and met with Bill Kane Jr. about the opportunity of reopening the mill at Rapide. He also has been very supportive of the idea of the community forest and put a lot of work and effort into that. And we're going to miss you very much, Réjean. We are comforted by the fact that you live in the Pontiac, and we are sure that we will continue to see you and feel your influence. And I personally wish you a very peaceful, relaxing, and happy retirement. Would anyone else like to say something?
Réjean, it's John speaking. I'd just like to say I really appreciated you so very much. Before I come on as a mayor, I didn't know too much about the TNO and areas like that, but I bent your ear a few times just to get information from you, and you always did such an excellent job when you were presenting things. So we're going to miss you, and we appreciate you very much. Hope you have a great retirement.
Gilles,
Jill, go ahead, and then Colleen.
Gilles, c'est Gilles Diane Réjean. J'aimerais te souhaiter bonne retraite. J'ai bien adoré travailler avec toi. C'est sûr qu'on a eu nos différences, mais c'est ça que ça prend quand on est dans la politique. Puis, en tout cas, je te souhaite une bonne retraite puis un bon repos. Amuse-toi.
Pauline Larivière.
Oui, Réjean, je tiens à te remercier pour le professionnalisme dont tu as toujours fait preuve. Je sais que tu tiens le Pontiac à cœur et je voudrais prendre cette occasion pour exprimer ma gratitude pour tes années de service à la MRC. Nous en sommes très, très reconnaissants. Et bonne retraite.
Something, Jane.
Jim Gibson.
Yeah. Réjean, I've known you since 2006. I always had a good relationship with you. I thought you were a great person. You're very dedicated to the MRC and the forestry industry. And I wish you all the best in your retirement. Make sure you have an unlisted phone number so nobody can bother you. And just enjoy yourself for the rest of your life. All the best.
And then Kim, and then Morris. Kim Cartier-Villeneuve.
Réjean, merci pour tout le bon travail que tu as fait pour le Pontiac. Et c'était vraiment un plaisir de travailler avec toi. Et je te souhaite une longue et heureuse retraite. Merci, Réjean.
Morris Beauregard.
Réjean, I just want to thank you for, since 2017, I've been on many of your committees. You've been stuck with me. I want to thank you for your patience, your dedication, your hard work, and I wish you many years of health, wealth, and happiness. Happy retirement.
Okay, Winston.
Yes, Réjean, I've worked with a lot of people in my career, and you're certainly a quality guy, very professional. I really did admire your courage in mastering the English language, and you did that very well. I enjoyed working with you over many years, and I wish you all the best. But you should know there's no such thing as retirement. So somebody's going to be calling you to do some kind of a stint after this.
Anyone else like to say something?
I'd like to thank you, Réjean. It's Carl for the municipality of Léon and Cawood. We have lots of Crown land here, and you've helped us a lot over the years. Thank you, and happy retirement.
Doris?
It's Sandra.
Oh, Sandra.
Réjean, I want to wish you a happy retirement, good health, and enjoy yourself.
Brent?
Yes, Brent?
Yeah, I'd just like to wish you happy retirement, Réjean, and for your hard work and always putting Pontiac first. Thank you.
Doris? You're on mute, I think, Doris.
Hi, Réjean. It's been a pleasure working with you and you putting up with all the questions that I would ask you about the TNO. I certainly learned a lot from you over the years. And And on behalf of Sheenborough and all of us, we'd like to wish you a very happy retirement. Thank you for all your help.
Alain?
Oui, merci énormément, Régent. Ça a été un plaisir de pouvoir travailler avec toi. Et comme Winston disait, ben, peut-être qu'on pourrait peut-être se revoir bientôt, là, s'il y a une petite opportunité. Bonne retraite.
Okay, parfait. If we're going to be sending this to Réjean, he's going to have it so he can watch it in his retirement. Would anyone else like to say a few words?
I would, Jane.
Go ahead, Karen Kelly, and then Lynn.
Réjean, I didn't know you very well, but what I did see of you and heard from you was a lot. I want to thank you very much and have a very good and happy retirement. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Lynn Cameron.
Best wishes, Réjean, and also it's been a pleasure. One instance you helped us down at the beach, and I honestly never was as proud of the MRC as I was that day. You represented them well.
That's great. Donnie?
Yeah, I'd like to wish Réjean the best in retirement, and it was a pleasure working with him, and I hope he enjoys his retirement. But I say like Winston, it's not, usually it's not retirement. There'll be lots of jobs at home. Anyway, happy retirement.
Debbie Laporte, would you like to say something?
C'est quasiment drôle, Réjean, que toi tu pars quand moi j'arrive. Je ne sais pas si c'est une bonne chose ou pas une bonne chose. Ce que j'entends de toi, c'est excellent. Je te souhaite une super bonne retraite et repose-toi avant de répondre à aucun appel de ces maires-là qui vont peut-être vouloir te rappeler ou te demander quelque chose. Bonne retraite, Réjean.
Parfait, merci. And Serge, would you like to say a few words?
Just bonne retraite, Réjean, c'est bien mérité.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you to everybody. And Réjean,
it's David here.
Oh, David. Roshan,
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'd like to thank Réjean for all your help and hard work. Happy retirement, and I'll miss your jokes.
Réjean, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. It's a really nice tribute that you just made me. Almost sad to go away on the retirement after all those good words. But I will also add that it was my pleasure also to work with all the mayors and also with your local municipality. There's a need to recognize all the hard work that all elected officials made, do in the mandate that you have for your municipality. It's not appreciation enough. So le travail que vous mettez dans l'exercice de vos fonctions de maire et de préfet n'est pas reconnu à sa juste valeur. Et pour moi, c'était quand même un plaisir de vous côtoyer pendant ces nombreuses années. Dans le cadre de mon travail, on en apprend tous les jours. Hein, c'est ça qui est le fun le travail à la MRC, c'est que tous les jours, on apprend de quoi de nouveau. Donc, c'est ce qui fait en sorte que le travail est tellement intéressant. So, it's a learning process each day. We're learning something else, something new. So this is why it makes it so fun to work here. But, en terminant, je dois quand même avouer que j'ai été entouré d'une équipe formidable. Ici, la MRC, le personnel de la MRC, the staff of the MRC that surround us when we're presenting files to you each month. Well, there's some hard work that was made by the staff around us that prepares all those files for us to make us look good. But the hard work are made by the staff also. It cannot be forgotten in all this process. So, it will be a pleasure for me to meet you on the public places in the future weeks. So, ça va être un plaisir pour moi de vous rencontrer à l'occasion, probablement encore dans le cadre de vos fonctions puis dans les semaines à venir. Donc, fait que bonne continuité. Et voilà. Merci beaucoup pour ces bons mots.
Thank you very much, Réjean. And I think this little tribute video will be much nicer than just having a card. And on a day when you might be a little bored in your retirement, you can still visit with all of us and watch this. Thank you. One thing that I meant to do right at the very beginning, I did hear all of the mayors welcoming Debbie Laporte. I would like to formally welcome you, Debbie. And I did read that you are the first female mayor in Fort Collonges since 1888. Don't know what that says, but I say it's been a long time coming. And we know that you're not a stranger to us. You've been in attendance when Gaston couldn't be here. And we welcome you, and we are thankful that we were impressed that you were elected at the table, and we're looking forward to your contribution. And actually, in the public meeting, we're going to do a similar send-off to Gaston, who can't be in attendance even by Zoom tonight. Thank you. Welcome, Debbie. Do you want to say anything, Debbie?
Yeah, I just want to thank each and every one of you to welcome me into your family, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but thanks a lot.
Wonderful. Well, you bring a lot of experience with you. Thank you very much. We now need, I'd also like to introduce Mr. Jason Durant, who is going to be taking the place of Réjean Dugas. We announced this at the plenary, but this is important. We're in a public meeting now. So for the people of the Pontiac to know that the manager of territory will now be taken by Mr. Jason Durant, who happens to also have worked in the Pontiac for a long time. At one point, he worked with Resolute, and he's a resident of the Pontiac. So on behalf of the Council of Mayors, Jason, and everyone in the MRC building, the staff, we welcome you. And would you like to say a few words?
Oh, for sure. Thank you, Jane. Well, first of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to Réjean, because in the last 4 weeks, we've been transferring all the knowing and the files and all the documentation. So thank you very much, Réjean, for all your time. And you're for sure, I have big shoes to fill. So don't be surprised if I ever call you soon for some information or some help for certain files. So like I say, it's a pleasure for me to work for the MRC. It's an honor, and I'm really willing to take the challenge to be at up to your needs and up to your expectations. So for me, like I say, we have some big issues that we want to try to how could I say to get advantage for our MRC. And for me, like I say, it's a big challenge coming up, and willing to work with you guys. So it's
Wonderful.
A pleasure for me.
Thank you, Jason. Welcome. We'll go on to number 5. We need a resolution to read and adopt the agenda of the TNO, moved by Councillor Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Okay, seeing none, go on to number 7, and we need a resolution for adoption of the minutes of the last meeting, moved by Councillor.
I will.
That's Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. E-questions from the public. There was one E-question. It is for the Regional Council of Mayors, though not the TNO, so we'll wait. So nothing for the TNO. Number 9, accounts paid. Annie Viancourt.
Yes, hello. So
Hello.
For the accounts paid for the TNO, in the last month, we have $45,349.57. Most of that was road maintenance, and then a few other little expenses, gas for the vehicles, and etc.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, I need a resolution to approve that. Accounts paid.
Jim Gibson.
Moved by Councillor Gibson. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. I call you counselor because in the TNO, I am the mayor and you are the council. Number 10, the financing request for a watercourse crossing project. We need a resolution. Actually, Réjean Dugas would like to introduce it.
Yes, we did receive a request from the Pourvoiries Brûlés. It's an outfitter that is located in the DNO. So they receive grants to replace some culvert on the territory of this outfitter, and they are asking us to be part of this project by financing a contribution of $8,000. They are asking for $8,000 for a contribution for this project. So this request is in line with our policy for this kind of work on the sector, on an outfitter territory. So the MRC is recommending to accept this request of and proposing $8,000 for this project.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Could I have a resolution to approve it? Moved by Councillor Dion. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 11, the authorisation de signature, Jason Durant.
Actually, I'll go.
Yes, Réjean. Okay.
Yes. We have a project to build a parking lot on the James Lake Road for the people that do the snowmobile on the James Lake Road during the winter. So right now there's no parking places on James Lake where the snow plows stop plowing the road. So the request will be made to the Ministère de l'Énergie et des Ressources to have an authorization to build that parking place. So we need a resolution to name Mr. Jason Durant to do this application, to receive the authorization to build that parking places. And the second part of the resolution is to allow $1,000 taken from the TNO budget to finance the parking places, to build actually the parking places.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, could I have a resolution for this signing authority? Moved by Councillor Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And now I need a resolution to close the meeting. Moved by Councillor
I will, Jen.
Cartier Villeneuve. Oh, Newberry. Okay, fine. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Now we go on to our regional council meeting of the Council of Mayors. And we will begin with the opening. We've already done the attendance. So could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by Mayor, Pro Mayor Warden Cartier Villeneuve. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Secondly, just an announcement that we have video recording of this sitting and broadcast on the MRC website. It's a ministerial decree, and for the first time, just to open things up to the people of the Pontiac, this is also on MRC Facebook Live. Number 3, declaration. This is the declaration of use of language. Déclaration. À celles et ceux présents ce soir, je rappelle que c'est votre droit de vous exprimer librement dans la langue officielle de votre choix. Au besoin, une ressource de la MRC pourra en assurer la traduction. And we will go on to number 4, the reading and adoption of the agenda. I need a resolution. Moved by Mayor.
I'll make the motion.
Karen Kelly. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Okay, seeing none. Thank you. We'll go on to number 6, the adoption of the minutes of our last meeting. I need a resolution.
I'll make the motion, Jane.
Thank you. Moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 7, the warden's report. But before I do my warden's report, at this point, I would like to ask each mayor to just give a little message to former Mayor Gaston Allard. So I will begin and say, Gaston, we're so sorry you couldn't be with us tonight. We had hoped to have you at the plenary or tonight, but we know that you're on a night shift in your new responsibilities. And I would personally like to thank you. It was a pleasure knowing you for 3 years, and I spent quite a bit of time in Fort Collonge, so saw the benefit of your mayoralty there. I particularly appreciated your involvement in the flood of 2019. I appreciated the fact that you and Mayor Dion worked so closely together, because in some ways it's a one large community, even though it is 2 municipalities. I found that on important issues you spoke out. I appreciated your frankness, and I just want to wish you all the very best in your new life, and hope our paths will cross again, and wish you the very best. Who else would like to speak? I'll ask Gilles Dion.
Oui, Gaston, ça fut un grand plaisir de travailler avec toi. On a passé à travers beaucoup de choses ensemble, comme une inondation que j'ai jamais eue avant. Ça, c'était quelque chose, on l'a passé. On travaille ensemble sur des dossiers, puis je pense qu'on a établi un meilleur pont entre les 2 municipalités. Fait que, en tout cas, je suis déçu de te voir partir, mais je comprends. Puis, en tout cas, bonne vie, puis continue toujours ce que tu fais, être une bonne personne, puis un bon ami. Puis j'aimerais souhaiter la bienvenue à Debbie aussi.
Okay, merci. Kim Cartier-Villeneuve.
Oui, Gaston, c'était un plaisir de travailler avec toi et je te souhaite beaucoup de succès dans l'avenir. Et en même temps, je tiens à féliciter Debbie dans son nouveau poste à la mairesse de Fort Collonge. Bonne chance, Gaston.
Okay, Winston.
Yes, thanks, Jane. Gaston, it's been my pleasure to work with you over the last 3 years. I did read your statements in the paper about some of the difficulties that mayors encounter in their political life, and I certainly can relate to that. I do wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Winston. John Armstrong.
Yes, Gaston, I didn't get to know you too well, but in the 3 years, I certainly appreciated you sitting on council, and you're always a man that spoke what you felt, and that's I think that's what we all need to do. So we just wish you all the best in your new endeavors and good health and everything going. I hope goes very well for you. Thanks.
Thanks, John. Maurice Beauregard.
Gaston, it was a pleasure working with you in the past and working with you in the last 3 years as mayor. I wish you nothing but luck in your new endeavors, and have a great hope you do great in your new job. Have a good life. Take care, and we'll talk again.
Thank you. Jim Gibson.
Gaston, I want to wish you all the best in your new endeavors, and I'm sure you do very well whatever you do, because I was certainly impressed with when you came to MRC meetings, whatever you said, it was very well spoken and right to the point. I wish you all the best.
Okay, Serge Newberry.
J'aimerais ça te dire que j'ai sincèrement apprécié tes analyses puis tes prises de position. C'était toujours clair et bien exprimé. Tu étais un des qui prenait la parole. On en a besoin de plus comme toi. Fait que, je te souhaite le succès, mon grand. Puis je reprends le titre du plus jeune maire de la MRC de Pontiac.
Colleen.
Bonne chance, Gaston, dans tes nouveaux défis. Puis félicitations à Debbie en tant que son poste de mairesse.
Perfect. Karen Kelly.
Congratulations, Gaston, on your new position, and I hope you have the best of luck in following through your dreams. Good luck.
Thank you. Doris Ranger.
Yes, Gaston, it was great knowing you, and I was always interested to see your relationship between you and Gilles, which was very nice to see. You were sitting back there like almost like two brothers. Never knew what you were going to say, but it was always well spoken, and it was a pleasure to work with you. Good luck in your endeavors.
Thank you. Lynn Cameron.
Good luck, and I appreciated all your advice and input during the meetings. Good luck.
Thank you. Dave Rochon.
Was a pleasure working with you, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you. Sandra Murray.
I want to wish you all the best in your future, and it was a pleasure to have worked with you for the last 3 years. Bonne chance.
Thank you. Donnie Gagnon.
Gaston, was a pleasure working with you, and all the best in your new endeavors. Thank you.
Alain Gagnon.
Oui, Gaston, ça a été un plaisir de te connaître et de travailler avec toi, même si ce fut un petit peu court, mettons. J'espère que tu as aimé ton expérience. Bonne chance, puis j'espère te revoir bientôt dans le Pontiac.
Okay, merci. Brent Orr.
Yes, Gaston, it was a pleasure working alongside you at the MRC, and good luck in your future endeavors.
All right, and Carl Mayer.
Good luck in your new job, and you and Jill seem to work well together up there. So hopefully Debbie and Jill will get along well too.
Thank you, Carl. And Debbie, you have the last word.
Moi, I can't say more than I already have to Gaston. We spoke for the last couple of weeks, and I do wish him all the best. He was a great partner to work with. We got along very well. And yes, he did put a relationship with Mansfield, which I feel that will continue. So even though Gaston was here for a short time, he did have an impact on a lot of things. And the municipality of Fort Collonges wishes him the very, very best of luck.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And I'm sure Gaston will be delighted to receive that. It's one benefit of Zoom that we can do this recording. Now I'll do my warden report. So in this, since the last meeting, we've had a budget meeting. By the way, today is International Violence Against Women's Day, just to mention that. And it's very important. The United Way, I'm on the cabinet now, so you'll be hearing more about Centraide. It's called Centraide in Quebec, not United Way. I've been part of weekly meetings with the CISO, wardens, MNAs, and the MAMASH regarding COVID-19. There's been a forestry meeting, the CPO, Wardens of the Outaouais meeting, Forum Productivity Innovation. I went to the Portage Council meeting, met with the Pontiac Legion and our MRC engineer, Ken Lesage, about our cenotaph here outside our building and the landscaping that's going to take place, because it is the Pontiac cenotaph and it's going to be improved, and some flags will be placed on a platform. I went to the Chapeau at L'Île aux Alumettes Council meeting, the Investment Committee, Obstetrics Committee, FCM webinar, the Étude des Chats Ultimes Phase 1 and 2 with the wardens. We had a face-to-face budget meeting at the RA in Campbell's Bay, the CSP Committee, the FQM Special Assembly. I went to the Sheenborough Council meeting, Remembrance Day ceremony in Shawville, Rencontre du Regroupement des Communautés Forestières, that's the FQM Forestry. I had a CHIP interview with the consultant working on tourism for a project in Mansfield, meeting with Andre Fortin and Dr. Tim O'Neill to discuss future planning for the supply of doctors at Pontiac Hospital and succession planning for their retirement. A call with Will Amos, an update and discussion of files, same with Andre Fortin. The wardens had the FRR Volet 1 2020 meeting with the DGs, and Cindy Phillips was in on it to select the projects. Many of these will benefit the Pontiac. Last year, we had a lot of success with all of our MRC projects that we entered with the FAR. It's now called FRR. This year, because we have our hands full just trying to get all of those projects initiated on time, we did not submit any projects, but there are some big projects that are for all 5 regions. So more about that later. Forestry Co-op meeting, Obstetrics Committee, Multi-Resource Committee, plenary meeting, FCM President's Board kickoff. I'm now on committees of the FCM. Thank you. You passed a resolution to allow me to do that. And some of my committees, I'm with Garth Frizzell, the president of FCM, Jacques Demare, the president of FQM, and Scott Pierce, the warden of Argenteuil, who's the 3rd vice president of FCM. The benefit of this is it just gives me an opportunity to speak about the Pontiac and to get to know those individuals. The FCM committee I was chosen for are the Committee of the Whole, the FCM Network of Francophone Municipalities, the Quebec Regional Caucus, the Rural Forum, the Standing Committee on Environmental Issues and Sustainable Development, the Standing Committee on Increasing Women's Participation in Municipal Government, and the Standing Committee on Social Economic Development. I did the MRC Warden's Report with Colleen Jones in our MRC website twice a month, and weekly Facebook Warden reports. Where I participated in the Pontiac Workshop for Loisir Culturel with Sabrina Ayers, FCM Regional Quebec Caucus meeting, signature with Bernard Waugh with Nancy Suomen on a land tax sale in Shawville, FCM Political Keynotes, listen to Eric Duncan, an MP from Conservative Party of Canada, Yves-François Blanchette, the leader of the Bloc Québécois, Rapide des Joachim Council, FCM Armchair Conversation with Andrew Scheer, former leader of the Conservatives, another rencontre du Comité de Liaison de la Cellulaire d'Intervention, which is the CREES committee that Jill and I have been on, sur la vitalité de l'industrie forestière des régions du Outaouais et des Laurentides, à rencontre des élus du Comité de liaison pour stratégie médiatique, 12e rencontre de sélection projet FRR Volet 1. Yesterday had a meeting with Mr. Roma Govro, who owns the Pontiac Sorting Center, Roma Construction. We had a meeting with Réjean Dugas, Jason Durant, and Thierry Rambeau. We have a resolution tonight, which we will be moving to support him because I was sent a letter that on November 16th, they've closed completely. And it's just because the Ministry of the Environment is making it very difficult for them to move forward. So we want to find solutions on behalf of our MRC. Finally, I took part in the FCM panel of discussion with Yagmeet Singh, the leader of the NDP. This morning, I rencontre avec la table de développement social de Pontiac and the panel of rural economic recovery. There were stories from the front line and a keynote from the leader of the Green Party, Annemie Paul. So that is my warden's report, and that's just for information. Now we go to announcements with the mayors. I know most events have been canceled, but some municipalities have Christmas festivities, and I would like you to have a chance to publicize that. So I'll just go down the list, and if you don't have anything to report, you can just say so. Winston Sundstrom. I think your mute is on, Winston.
Hey, thanks, Jane. Nothing to report other than we may be purchasing some meals for the various firemen and staff.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Mayor. Carl? Mayor?
No,
Thank you,
nothing
Ken.
happening.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
putting up our Christmas tree and that's it.
Very good. That's something. Mayor Orr,
To report.
Mayor Gagnon.
Yes, on December 4th, we'll have a Christmas parade of lights at 7 p.m. But we're asking everybody to watch it from their land or balcony, and there won't be any activity after.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Beauregard.
On Saturday, December 5th, Campbell's Bay is hosting a virtual visit with Santa Claus. People are asked to make their appointments now, and Santa will have a visit with each family virtually through Zoom. And on starting this Friday, November 27th, we're asking people to stop by our mural park, take pictures. We put up some Christmas scenes, take a picture, and send it in for a chance to win in our Campbell's Bay Litchfield Together Campbell's Bay Litchfield contest for Christmas.
Very good. Mayor Donnie Gagnon.
Firemen and our staff. And then that's it.
Okay, thank you. Mayor John Armstrong.
Yeah, this Saturday at 3 o'clock, we're joining Shovel for their parade, and I'll let Sandra give the details on that.
Thank you. Mayor Debbie Laporte.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Mayor Serge Newberry.
Nothing to report either.
Okay. Pro Warden Kim Carty-Villeneuve.
The municipality, in collaboration with the Recreation Association Committee, the 50 Plus Club, and the Fire Department, we will be having, well, actually, it's already going on from November 19th until December the 10th. It is a Christmas house decorating contest. We will have prizes, first, second, third prize, $100 for first prize, $75 for second, $50 for third. And the winners will be announced at the virtual tree lighting ceremony, which will be on Sunday, December 13th at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Also, the two fire departments in collaboration, it's the Otter Lake Fire Department, along with the Thorn Fire Department. They have started an angel tree project for two communities.
Thank you. Mayor Dion.
Next Saturday, December 5th, we're going to have our usual parade at night, starting at 4 o'clock at the Mansfield office. Everything is as usual, but we ask people to be very, very, comment je dirais bien ça, to respect. Yeah, social distancing and all that.
Okay.
We also have our contest, our Christmas lights contest too. We started that this year. So
Very
that's
good.
about it.
Thank you. Mayor Cameron.
We have a small parade planned, and of course, the same as everybody else, no actual set meeting after, and we are planning to put lights and decorations in the park, but that's not a definite day, but within the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Mayor Gibson.
No major activities planned, but the Life Downtown Committee gave meals to all the senior citizens last Saturday and delivered it to their homes.
Wonderful. Good for them. Mayor Murray.
Yes, we're having a tree lighting at 6 o'clock Friday evening at Memorial Park with social distancing. We will not be having Santa visit the children. Santa wants to avoid COVID so that he can get out December 24th. And on Saturday at 3 o'clock, we're having a parade. It's changed this year. We've had an evening parade, and we've changed it to a daytime parade. And there's a map on our website and on Facebook of the streets that it's going to go up and down. We're trying to get as many streets in as we can so that there's not a big crowd of people on one street. And a lot of people can just watch it from their doorsteps. That's at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And then the Shawville Clarendon Fire Department are doing the angel tree this year.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Mayor Ranger?
Nothing to report this year.
Okay.
Everybody is respecting the social distance and keeping safe.
Okay, thank you. Mayor LaRiviere?
Leachfield is in collaboration with Campbell's Bay for the December 5th virtual Santa Claus, as well as the picture taking at the mural. So,
okay, very good. Mayor Karen Kelly?
This year we're doing the churches in collaboration with everybody around. We're doing a Christmas caroling around the tree and around the streets of the Ladysmith, as many we have. And it's only going to be for maybe an hour or two, but the churches definitely want something along those lines. On top of that, we're having a Santa Claus gift thing, but the Santa Claus is going to stay in one place and everybody's going to be driving by with their cars. This is not finalized yet, but it should be up and running by, say, towards the end of December.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Mayor Rochon.
Yes, the IRA is having a Christmas light contest. They're also hosting, well, every year they host a Christmas, senior Christmas supper, and with COVID, they will be delivering 90 meals this year.
Wow.
Also, Santa Claus will be coming to Waltham.
Will be?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. That's good. Sure.
Jane, if I may, I just want
to appreciate that.
Jane, if I may, just want to add something. I know it's not in my municipality, but I think it's important that we add for people to remember that they're still doing the Christmas light walk at the Chutes de Coulanges starting this Saturday for every Saturday in December, Saturday and Sunday. And I think it's important for us all to get out and do it at a social distance.
Thanks for reminding. Thanks, Morris. Okay, that's great. So that was for information. Now, questions from the public. We did have one question. It's from Jenny Lacroix. And the question is, as our land, and I'm going to let Réjean speak to this. The question is, as our land claim submitted for our family territory is situated on unceded territory of Pontiac and has never been sold or compensated for, why is it that in order to have title to our land, we must consult with the Ministère d'Énergie et Ressources Naturelles? So, Réjean?
Yes, this is not an easy question, but we'll try our best. Well, first of all, when we're talking revendication territoriale faite par les autochtones, we'll let you translate this word. Well, this is way above our competence. Ce n'est pas une compétence de la MRC. It's really file related to revendication territoriale should be addressed to the ministère, to the Quebec government or the federal government. They are looking into all the requests for revendication territoriale. As for land use agreement, we have signed an agreement with the Ministère d'Énergie et Ressources to manage some land file on public land, on Crown land. But even though we have that agreement, each time we want to give out a right or sell a property, we still need to have the approval of the Ministère d'Énergie et Ressources. So even though we are managing some file on public land, we still need to get this authorization. So the Ministère d'Énergie et Ressources have this responsibility all the time, even though we have this agreement. So it's limited. We have a limited right of managing these territory. And the last point is when there's some some First Nation consultation, well, this responsibility still lays in the hand of the Ministère d'Énergie et Ressources. So they're the one responsible to do the First Nation consultation. So this right has not been given to the MRC Pontiac with this agreement. So I hope I hope that will answer part of this question. It's not an easy it's not an easy question, but this is what we found that would suit best to answer this this question.
Okay, thank you very much, Réjean. I appreciate your answer. We will now go on to the coronavirus follow-up. And to this, I will simply say that, as you know, the CISO updates every day, but they don't update the municipalities exactly. So we have to be very careful. But the latest numbers showed that there were 39 cases in total in RLS Pontiac. It says there were 27 in municipality of Pontiac. I can only confirm 10 for MRC Pontiac from the beginning, from March, but we will know on Thursday whether the new cases are in fact in municipality of Pontiac or MRC Pontiac. We still have only had 5 or less, at least one case in each of the 5 municipalities, which are Fort Collonges, Mansfield, L'Île-de-Grand, Calumet, Campbell's Bay, and Shawville. And currently they say that in the RLS Pontiac, there are 5 or less active cases. The last number I saw 2 days ago was 3. So we're very fortunate. I really want to congratulate the mayors for doing a great job ensuring that their municipalities are safe, and to all the people of the Pontiac who are faithfully wearing their masks and respecting social distance. And thank heavens we haven't had any issues in our seniors' homes, most of all. So we just hope and pray this will continue. And we know that some new legislation or rules, regulations came out last Friday about Christmas and the number of people permitted and that sort of thing. And all of that information can be found on our website. I wanted to also say that Mayor Debbie Laporte gave me a great suggestion. A gentleman in the Pontiac called, and he is not someone who can use internet. And he was concerned and worried when he hears about all the controls that are being put in place in Toronto and Peel and Ottawa. And he wondered if there was a local number in the Pontiac that could be called, like a helpline. And I've discussed it with Bernard Waugh, and we're going to give this some thought so that, you know, the number for the CISO is for the whole Outaouais, and you don't necessarily get an answer right away. So we're going to think about that. And if any mayors have any thoughts, I'd appreciate you sending me an email on how we could handle it. We'll go to general administration, and we'll begin with 11.1, the TDSP, the FKIS project, Bernard Waugh, and we'll need a resolution.
Yes, this resolution is to adopt a new project as part of the local action plan tabled by the TDSP, which consists in providing assistance with reading in 3 elementary schools in the Pontiac. This project is called Western Quebec Literacy Council. The timeline ends March 31st, 2023, and the cost of the project $38,000 for year 2020-2021.
All right, thank you. Any questions? I need a resolution to support this. Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 11.2, Budget 2021, Public and Adapted Transit Transport Action, Bernard Waugh, a resolution.
This resolution is to adopt the 2021 budget provided by Transport Action for public and adapted transit. The budget is roughly $1 million. We have to adopt it.
Okay, could I have a resolution, please? Moved by Mayor
I will.
Lynn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 11.3, Avis de motion et projet de règlement 268-2020, séance des assemblées pour l'année 2021. So it's the meetings for MRC Pontiac for the year 2021. Bernard Waugh, a notice of motion.
Yeah, but first, this draft bylaw 268-2020 mentions the location, the frequency of the public meetings, and the hours at which each council will start, so 6:30. Something different from the previous years, it is also mentioned that the council sitting may be held, as we do tonight, virtually because of the pandemic. I remind you that 2021 is an election year. The calendar will be adopted at the same moment as the bylaw in December. So for tonight, we need an elected official to give the notice of motion with dispense of reading.
All right.
I will.
Carl?
Donnie?
Oh, Donnie, thank you.
Donnie, yeah.
Moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 11.4, another notice of motion, Bernard, for the remuneration of warden and members of council.
There's also a change in draft, if we compare with the previous years in draft bylaw 265-2020. The remuneration and expense allowance in 2021 will be based on attendance for the mayors. So 50% at the plenary meeting, 50% at the public council. The warden's remuneration will be $39,076 plus expand allowance. So again, we need an elected official to give notice of motion with a dispense of reading.
Okay, so we don't.
Sandra,
We're not voting, right, Bernard? We're not.
No, just a notice of motion tonight.
Thank you. So it's going to be carried by Mayor Sandra Murray. Okay, thank you. Finances, Annie Vinecourt, 12.1, the rapport financier. We'll have a resolution after.
Yes, so for the financial report, we have accounts receivables totaling $834,485.81. For the list of invoices to be paid, they are at a total of $324,792.19. There's one large invoice in there. Just wanted to mention Construction FGK. It's a bill of $212,000, and that was all the work that was done on the PPJ in the last few weeks.
Okay.
Also, we have a list of invoices that we paid since the last meeting. So that one is a total of $438,341.34. And there were no travel expenses for the mayors for the last month.
No, okay, thank you. Any questions? Could I have a resolution to approve this? Moved by Mayor
David.
Okay.
I will, Doris.
Kim had her hand up first. It's hard when you're on the phone, David, but I'll be happy to have you move another motion, another resolution. So that is Pro Warden Cartier Villeneuve. 12.2, the Signataire Comte Desjardins Signing Authority Resolution. Annie?
Yeah, this is just a resolution given Régent Tuga's retirement. We do have to replace him because he had signing authority for all of the bank accounts that the MRC has. So we will remove his name and add Jason Durand, who is the new director of territory, to be able to sign.
Very good. Thank you. Moved by Mayor Rochon.
Yes.
Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 12.3, the budget summary resolution. Annie?
Yes. So the budget summary has been added here. I can just do a small presentation of it.
Yes.
So for the 2021 budget of the MRC, in our revenues, the first amount is all of the municipal shares, which will be at $3,105,000. And just noting that the council has decided to decrease the amount, the rate for the shares. So it used to be 14 cents for $100 of valuation, and they have reduced it to 13 cents for 2021. So that's why the shares are a bit lower than what they were for the 2020 budget. Other revenues that we have are municipal services provided to the TNO. Also, we have the license bureau, so la SAC. There's 78,000 budgeted there. We also have revenues coming from the leases, and then some other miscellaneous revenues like professional services provided, some engineer services, interest on bank accounts and whatnot. In our grant revenues, we have a revenue coming from the government. It's the diversification of revenue, 215,000. We also have an operation fund of 126,900 that comes from the FRR funds from the Minister of Municipal Affairs. Our long-term financing, we have a loan that we've had for a few years for the internet project, and it's financed by the government. We also expect to receive grants for training offered to some of our staff. We have a grant in the environmental department as well for a project that they're working on. The large amount of grants, over $3 million, is in development, which is the FRR grants, also the forestry development grants, the FCM waste management grant. Then we have Transport Action, so we have grants coming in from the Ministry of Transportation, which go to our Transport Action organization. And PPJ maintenance, route verte, $125,000 grant there. So a total revenue of $8,169,944. Plus, we're adding to that an appropriation of surplus of $333,381. So the total revenue and appropriations are just about $8.5 million. Then we have the expenses. So the legislation is at $314,000. It's a little bit more than last year due to the election year for 2021. Administrative and financial management is at $1,174,687. There's other revenues of $32,000 and or expenses, sorry, and license bureau expenses are at $104,971. Then we have the operation of the engineering department, $16,225. Also for public security, same thing, just operation of the department, $46,589. Our animal control at $97,000. We have the assessment department is budgeted at $946,904. So just a slight increase from last year. Professional human resources, so that groups a few different departments, so $627,497. The operations for the environmental health department, so that's $26,986. Then we have planning and development, so we have planning and the geometric department, so $62,000 and $31,000. For forestry, $102,350. We have the Crown land leases in the TNO, $367,000. Strategic development is $1,898,000, and that one has, again, it's a large number, so it's all the forestry projects and or development projects with the FRR and etc. Our trails maintenance is at $290,000, so that includes the PPJ, the waterway, and any other trails that we have. We also have culture and heritage, $72,000, and we also have a revenue from the Ministry of Culture for that. For transportation, $531,646, so that includes the grants that we get and then go back to Transport Action, and there's also a contribution from the MRC that goes to them. We have special projects for $71,500, including the renewal of our Vision 2030. Partnerships and development, $716,305. So that includes like tourism, marketing, the forestry development projects, an agreement with the SCDC for economic development files. Then we have some overhead related expenses, $39,867. The renovations program, and then some other small expenses. Then we have some short and long-term financing. So those are our loans, $188,254. And capital expenditures, so any work that we're doing on the building or in the parking lot, 230,000 is what's budgeted for 2021. So total expenses at 8.5 million, which is the same as the revenue. So the budget is balanced.
Thank you very much, Annie. Any questions? Okay, could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor John Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 12.4, the bylaw 266/2020 about expenses and revenues of the Pontiac MRC 2021. Annie, a resolution.
So this is basically the bylaw listing all of the numbers that I've explained in the summary. So I'll put it together. It's the bylaw that you have to adopt.
All right, very good. Could I have someone move this resolution?
Doris.
Moved by Mayor Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you. Thanks, Annie. We go to Cindy Phillips, our Director of Economic Development. And our first item is the 13.1 microsite or microsite Destination Pontiac. It's for information. Go ahead, Cindy.
Yes, good evening. Hopefully you can all see my screen that I've just started sharing with you. I'm just going to highlight our newest website for the MRC Pontiac, Destination Pontiac. This was part of our investment attraction project, and we received funding from the Desjardins Foundation for this project. So here on the screen, you can see the home page or the landing page in English. It is a fully bilingual site. When you land on the home page, there are some scrolling images that represent different sectors of importance. If you scroll down, you see some key data figures, number of municipalities, citizens, distance from the national capital, etc. There is also a map of the region and some highlights of the different services and assets that we offer. We continue on to the living portion of the website. This section really highlights our quality of life features. So we have information on available healthcare services, our active communities, local merchants, and then some cost of living data as well. We can continue to the business section. We have information on the support that we can offer businesses here at the MRC, the professional services we offer, some incentives for new graduates, different financing and funding options that are available, training support, support specific to the agricultural sector, as well as our industrial sites and available properties, including maps. And if we click on the industrial sites page itself, you can see it's broken down by municipality. And just to give you an example, this is the type of mapping that we have available on the site with information on how to contact for more information. And we've also added a job board for our local employers. So you can see an example of a couple of postings. We just closed a posting that the MRC actually had last week for a business attraction agent. There's a current posting for the municipality of Element Island for a municipal inspector. And then general information on how to contact us. So those are the highlights of our new Destination Pontiac website. I think that this will really become an important tool for us as we're trying to attract new residents, new businesses, and new families to the area.
Well, congratulations, Cindy. You've done an excellent job. This has been something that has been needed for a long time. And I think all the mayors are very impressed with it. I know that Mayor Sundstrom and Mayor LaRiviere worked closely with you on this, and I want to give them each a chance to say something. Do you want to start with Mayor LaRiviere?
Yeah, I just want to say it's you did an excellent job, Cindy. It's easily maneuverable. It's very, it's friendly. It's user friendly. So I think that's going to be a great asset for the MRC Pontiac. So thank you for the great job.
Thanks, Colleen. And Mayor Sundstrom?
Yes, I did sort of a minimal work on this project. I have to admit that, but I want to congratulate Cindy on the site itself. I think it will be helpful in attracting people and businesses and industries to the Pontiac, and I look forward to that happening.
Excellent. And Cindy's done quite a few interviews on this, and I even had the opportunity with Radio Canada to they tied it in with a new report that had come out where the Pontiac was at the bottom of 5 regions in the Outaouais, but we did have some positive statistics. Since 2015, the price of our homes has gone up, and so has the disposable income. And basically, it gave me an opportunity to speak about all of our plans that have been worked on for the last 2 to 3 years that we hope are coming to fruition. And I think it was well received. But Cindy, thank you so much for your leadership on this and for getting the task done. Well done.
Thank you very much. I should thank my team as well.
Yes, your team. Thank you. 13.2, Boeuf Pontiac. I guess my name is beside it, but it is an economic development. Do you want to say something about this, Cindy? Or would you want me to speak? What's best?
Whatever you prefer, Warden Toller.
Well, thank you. As you know, I spoke to our Council of Mayors about the fact that Boeuf Pontiac this year, usually we take part right outside our MRC building, for example, in the Christmas drive. And usually Boeuf Pontiac can raise about $10,000 with their Christmas drive. But because of COVID-19, it had to be canceled. And they have a big challenge because with COVID, they have taken on at least 100 new families. They reach a lot of people in need in the Pontiac. And Kim LaRoche, the director of Boeuf Pontiac, asked me if the MRC Pontiac could help. And our Council of Mayors agreed that with our surplus from 2020, that we could afford to make a donation, a one-time donation, because it won't be needed next year, in place of the Christmas drive, to give Boeuf Pontiac $10,000. And our mayors unanimously agreed to this. And now we just need to have a resolution. So could I have a mayor move this? Moved by Mayor
Would
Debbie
like
Laporte.
Resolution.
Sorry, Mayor Debbie Laporte had her hand up first. So all those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. So it's official now. We'll be able to let Boeuf Pontiac know. Thank you very much to everybody. 13.3, a resolution on the nomination of members for the decisional committee for the territorial marketing. Cindy Phillips.
Yes. So you're all aware that we are well into our territorial marketing project, and the next step in the process is to nominate a decisional committee. The composition of this committee is to include the warden, the director general, a few elected officials or councillors, myself as director of economic development, the members of my team, our strategic communications advisor, and I've also sought the participation of a representative from the CISO, from the forestry sector, and from the education sector. And if you recall, at plenary, I had asked for some volunteers among the elected officials, and Mayor Sundstrom and Mayoress Cartier-Villeneuve had volunteered for this. So before you have a resolution to strike the decision-making committee for the territorial marketing project. with the mandate to make decisions on positioning, branding, and the communication strategy.
Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Karen Kelly, Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 13.4, the tourism information kiosks, a resolution. Cindy Phillips.
Yes, we have been approached by the Pontiac Tourism Association, which built in 2008 5 tourist information relays, or the RITs as they are known. The ATP, or the Association Tourism Pontiac, is comprised of volunteers who will also run tourism businesses throughout the Pontiac, and they just do not have the means to take on the upkeep and maintenance of these RITs. And so you have a resolution before you that the MRC Pontiac retake ownership of the RITs, that ATP had received a $4,000 grant under the FDT funds, that money be reallocated to be used internally towards the renovation and upkeep of these RITs.
Okay, any questions? Could I have a mayor move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Gilles Dion. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 13.5, the adoption of the annual FDT report 2019 to 2020. Cindy Phillips, resolution.
Yes, as part of our agreement with the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing with the Territorial Development Funds, we are required to develop and adopt an annual report explaining how the sums have been invested. This report is to be made available to the public on the MRC's website and to be presented to the Regional Council. So you have before you the resolution to adopt the annual FDT report for the year 2019-2020 and to send it to the Quebec Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Okay, any questions? Okay, could I have a mayor move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Maurice Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 13.6, the COVID-19 Economic Recovery Funds, a resolution. Cindy?
Yes, under the Volet 2 of the FRR, we had set aside $70,000 to aid our small businesses with recovery efforts due to COVID-19. We have made the recommendations from the analysis committee for the COVID-19 grants to small businesses. So you have the resolution before you. We received 16 admissible projects. On October 28th, the committee met and made their decisions on the beneficiaries of these grants. So the resolution before you includes to approve grants to the following: the Pontiac Home Bakery, $5,000. Pouvoirie Lac de l'Indienne, $5,000. Hotel Pontiac, $5,000. Jolie Folie, $5,000. Escapade Eskimo, which I've just learned had changed their name to Huskimo, $5,000. Stedman's, $3,761. Painted Hilltop Farm, $4,750. Brouwer Kaufman, $5,000. Domaine de la Prison, $5,000. Cafe 349, $5,000. Domaine de Cowit, $2,528.19. Ferme Pure Conscience, $5,000. Centre d'Auto Amiot, $4,490. Cindy Lotus Photography, $5,000. And Gellum Riding Stables, $5,000, for a total of $70,529.19. And therefore, the resolution also includes the reallocation of the $529.19 from the business support policy funds.
Okay, thank you. And your committee was Mayor Sundstrom and Pro Warden Cartier Villeneuve, is that correct? No,
along with myself and Rhonda Perry, the Executive Director of the SADC Pontiac.
Great. Thank you for all of your good work. And I need someone to move that resolution.
I'll move that, Jane.
Thank you. Do you want to say something, Mayor Sundstrom?
I just wanted to mention that Maurice Beauregard was on that committee.
I'm sorry, yes, Mayor Beauregard. Thank you, Mayor Beauregard. So all in favor of that resolution? Opposed, and that carries. 13.7, Investment Committee, a resolution, Cindy Phillips.
The resolution to adopt the recommendations of the investment committee of the November meeting. There was one recommendation, MRC CI 2020-1103. Recommends to the Regional Council of the MRC Pontiac to adopt the granting of a flea loan of $41,870 according to the conditions described in the resolution MRC CI 2020-1103.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a mayor move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Now we go to recommendations for donations and sponsors. 13.8.1, Committee des Loisirs, Ile-de-Grande-Calumet, Cindy Phillips, a resolution.
Yes, this is concerning an activity that had been postponed and modified. The Night Under the Stars activity was not able to go ahead in August as planned, and a request was made to use the $500 that the MRC Council had already approved to carry their Christmas gifts door to door during their annual parade for the children of the island. So you have a resolution before you that you approve that the donation be reallocated to their Christmas event for the children.
Okay, moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 13.9, the MRC Pontiac Art Collection, a resolution, Cindy Phillips.
Yes, the MRC has a regional arts collection, and we haven't received any submissions or made any purchases through this program in quite some time. So we are proposing a call for submissions to be launched the 2nd of December to confirm members of an analysis committee at the meeting of the Regional Council Mayors in December, with a deadline to submit applications on the 26th of January, 2021, with announcements of the final chosen piece targeted for February 17th, 2021. So before you, you'll have a resolution to approve launching this call for art pieces.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Could I have a recommendation to approve it? Moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 13.10, a pilot project for immigration agricole. Cindy?
Yes, Council had already passed a resolution approving the MRC Pontiac to be lead on a pilot project for agricultural immigration. The funding program changed over the course of the last month. So this is a new resolution to request financial assistance to the Community Support Program from the Ministry of Immigration, Francization, and Integration, otherwise known as MIFI.
Okay, any questions? Could I have a mayor move this, please? Moved by Mayor La Riviere. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 13.11, Outaouais Market, a resolution, Cindy Phillips.
Yes, my final resolution of the night is to allow Shakib Amimed to let his name stand to represent the MRC Pontiac on the board of directors of the Marché de l'Outaouais in order to support our Pontiac producers in the Outaouais agricultural market.
Okay, so we need a resolution. Could we have a mayor move this, please? Moved by Pro Warden Cartier-Villeneuve. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Is Julian Gagnon on the line?
Yes, I'm here, Jane.
Thanks, Julian. Okay, so we're going to public safety now. 14.1, the résolution d'appui demande de soutien au gouvernement, sécurité incendie.
Yes, so we have before us here a resolution to support the MRC de Pierre Sorel that is adopted a resolution in October to significantly and sustainably increase government financial support for fire safety services. They're also asking that the government quickly initiate, in collaboration with the municipalities of Quebec, a revision of the law and orientations in fire safety, taking into account the reality of all Quebec municipalities, and to clearly define, in cooperation with the municipalities, the future of the fire safety services in Quebec.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of Julian? Okay, seeing none, could I have a resolution? Moved
Brent.
by Mayor Jill Dion. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 14.2, the CSP Annual Activity Report for 2019-2020, and it's Jim Gibson.
Yes, this resolution is the annual activity report for all activities completed by the SQ in the past year. The dates, I don't believe the dates are in the resolution, but is for 2019-2020 year.
All right, thank you. Jim, you did present a report to us at the plenary. Do you want to add anything? Mayor Gibson?
No, this year was very good year. It was very little increase in crimes or sexual assault. Break and enters were reduced. All in all, it was an excellent year, and things are going very well. Very few cottages were broken into, but the police did do the priorities 1 and 2 for the municipalities that they wanted to do. Was they had visited 15 sessions with seniors talking about fraud with them, and also increased a lot of activities for large trucks in the way of speeding and reckless driving, etc. So that's all toned down as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Otherwise, I'll have a mayor move this resolution. Moved by Mayor Orr. Would you like to move it? I heard you offering
Yes.
the last time. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. We go to Management of Territory with Réjean Dugas and Jason Durant. We'll start with 15.1, and this is the règlement visant à autoriser l'utilisation des motoneiges et des quads d'été sur l'ancien corridor ferroviaire du the CNR, basically. And we need a notice of motion. Réjean Dugas.
Yes, tonight it will be only the notice of motion with the expense of reading for aiming to authorize the use of a snowmobile and summer quad on the former Canadian National Railway corridor within the municipality of Bristol, Clarendon, Litchfield, and Portage Falls. So we won't be tabling the bylaw this tonight. It's this bylaw is in preparation. We will be doing legal advice on the proposed bylaw first, and then we will be tabling this proposed bylaw by December. But tonight it's only a notice of motion that we need.
And basically, the direction we've decided to take is to take something that had been reserved for railway access and changing it to a recreo tourism route or corridor.
Yes, well, once again, the wording itself, it's important that we choose the right wording on the bylaw. So this is why we're looking for legal advice to be safe on this issue.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Beauregard, would you like to make a comment on this before we vote?
It's a notice of motion.
I have no comments. Réjean's doing his job to make sure we're doing it properly.
All right, it's
as
a
he always
notice
does.
motion, and we don't need to vote, but we
for
do
this
need
lot-
we need an elected official, I think, right, to take.
I have a motion to go ahead.
acceptance.
Like I said, Réjean's doing one of his last jobs for some way.
All right, so Mayor Beauregard, your name will be attached to the notice of motion.
Sure.
Thank you. 15.2, authorization to sign resort leases. Jason Durant, we need a resolution.
Yes, once again, I'll do the point
Jason?
tonight, and
Okay.
let Jason do next month.
Of course.
This resolution, it's only to give the in the as part of the mandate that MRC Pontiac have with the management of the leases on Crown land. We need some time to sign new leases, and so it's only to give to appoint Jason Durand, the new director of the territory, to sign those leases in replacement of myself. So,
Okay, thank you. Any questions? I need a resolution moved by Mayor Serge Newberry. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.3, the temporary suspension of incompatible territories and activities of mining. Resolution, Réjean Dugas.
yes, this temporary suspension comes to an end at the end of November 2020. So we are proposing tonight to renew this temporary suspension, which prevent new claim to be issued on land that we identified last year in this project. So we need a resolution to renew once again this temporary suspension, and before it becomes a permanent one, when we will do the actual land use revision plan.
All right, thank you. Got a mayor who will move this resolution. Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.4, the appointment of a member for Multi-Resource Committee. Réjean, a resolution.
Yes, on the Multi-Resource Committee, the Economic Development have a seat on this committee, and this seat was taken by the Madame Newman. Since she left, this seat was vacant. So we're proposing tonight to name Madame Cindy Phillips to replace Madame Newman on this committee.
Thank you very much. I need a mayor to move the resolution. Moved by Mayor Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you. 15.5, the translation of documents and plans for TPI management. A resolution, Réjean.
Yeah, at the last TPI's committee, Multi-Resource Committee, Advisory Committee, it was proposed to recommend to the mayors, the council of mayors, to allow the staff to translate some documents related to the TPI's management. So it will be an unofficial translation done by the staff at the MRC. So that will help to manage to a better to put those documents available for the English-speaking people of the Pontiac.
Okay, thank you. I need a resolution moved by Mayor Serge Newberry. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.6, the Centre 3 Pontiac Sorting Center, Réjean Dugas resolution.
Yes, did you want to please set up the table, Madame Toller, for this time?
Okay, I had said a little bit earlier, and I'll say it again. I received a letter from Mr. Roma Gofro, the owner of the Pontiac Sorting Center. And we knew that about this time last year, there had been a slowdown or a layoff of employees, unfortunately, right before Christmas. And then, unfortunately, this letter said that the obstacles that the Ministry of the Environment had presented made it even more difficult for them to continue. And they would no longer be able to work, and they would be laying off more employees. So I called him immediately, and we had a meeting with him and a big tour yesterday. And Réjean has put together a resolution, which will be providing some action on our part towards this issue with the Minister of the Environment. And we do know that our costs for shipping waste to Lachute have gone up because we haven't been able to use the sorting center. And also the sorting center were very helpful to us when we had a bit of a garbage crisis last year. So I think it was a successful meeting. I think he was happy to have our ear, and you could present the resolution now, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Won't read it in whole, but quickly, the sorting center is a company located on the territory of the MRC Pontiac, and with the capacity to guarantee various services for your local municipality, including, especially including the management of construction, renovation, and demolition waste. So instead of bringing that, like Madame Toller just mentioned, instead of bringing those waste directly to the ship, well, your local sorting center will trying to reuse those materials. So, and it's great. This sorting center is also creating another job within the MRC Pontiac. So, and we know that there's been some current difference with the Ministère de l'Environnement in the sorting center. So, we are proposing tonight not to get involved in the process of who's right or who's wrong, but what we'll be proposing is to ask the Ministère of Environment to resume the discussion with the sorting center in order to quickly proceed with the granting of environment authorization, which would allow the Pontiac sorting center to receive construction waste in their facility within the municipality of MRC Pontiac. So we are not taking side, but at least we're asking the minister to resume discussion with them.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments about this? Could I have a mayor move a resolution to accept this and approve it? Moved by Mayor John Armstrong. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. So now we are to the last item of the agenda, 15.7, the forestry consultant contract. And we have a resolution that was tabled at the plenary meeting last week that Pro Warden Cartier Villeneuve is taking carriage of. And then Mayor Sundstrom also has a resolution. What we need to do, though, the first resolution is dealing with two conditions that must be received before any future signing of a contract. And Mayor Sundstrom's resolution is just to sign the contract. So what we need to do is we have to deal first with the first resolution. And because if that fails, then of course we go to Mayor Sundstrom's resolution. Mayor Sundstrom had asked to speak. You can certainly speak, Mayor Sundstrom, but to avoid confusion, the easiest thing with this is that I was the one that originally held the item. I will speak, and then Pro Warden Cartier Villeneuve is going to present what was presented last week in plenary, the two conditions which she's taking carriage of. And then what we need to do is have a discussion or speakers from the mayor's point of view on whether they say yes to the two conditions or no to the two conditions. And so that is what needs to be done first. So I'm just going to begin, give a little background as to why I felt this was an important item to bring to the attention of the people of the Pontiac. So I was elected as warden across 18 municipalities in November 2017. And one of my responsibilities is to provide oversight of the MRC Pontiac operations and the proceedings and business conducted by the MRC Council of Mayors. And knowing that in the past, the Pontiac has at times had some companies come and make promises and then not deliver, I've been very conscious of protecting the MRC Pontiac from that. I have been concerned for 3 years about this particular contract, the forestry consultant contract, or more specifically with the president of Fiber Pontiac, because it's unlike other contracts that we have. Feel there's been a lack of oversight, and my proof of that is just that the contract itself, the wording hasn't been changed in 8 years, and a lot of money has been deposited automatically with taxes and expenses. And just to review, and I got this figure from our treasurer, Annie Vaillancourt, since 2013, the total amount has been almost $800,000, and that would include the expenses and salary. Now, Fiber Pontiac is a group of dedicated volunteers, and it's a not-for-profit group. They do have the ability to apply for grants, but we have continued to fund this organization for approximately $100,000 per year. My other concern is that I've witnessed now 3 budget periods where promises have been made to the MRC Pontiac that there would be a good news announcement each October. First October 2018, then October 2019, and then October 2020. These promises are always made at budget time to ensure that funding for the next year can be approved. I raised concerns each year, but this is the first year that we've been able to discuss it in a public forum and vote on it. And for our transparency, for our accountability, and most of all, for the sake of the people that we're all elected to represent, it's important. So whether funds come from grants, from MRC salary budget, or the municipal shares, in my opinion, it's all the same because it's still taxpayers' money. Sometime after the mills closed, Fiber Pontiac was organized, and it was to be the hope for a future in forestry. I can really appreciate that. A lot of research has been done, and more recently, we also have some other forestry projects that have started and initiatives. So the Fiber Pontiac initiative is not our only one. What I believe Fiber Pontiac needs right now are 2 things. 2 major developments need to take place. One, to allow them to move forward. They need to secure major funding from the federal government, and I know that they've asked for $20 million from the IFIT fund. And they also asked in 2018 and 19, it was refused, but they could have good news in a few weeks. The second thing they need is to find a company who will choose the Pontiac to build their facility. Now, the company that they are engaged with is an American company, but they're also considering building in Maine and New York. So I would believe that if the funding comes through from the federal government, that they will choose the Pontiac. But when we had a consultation opportunity, I asked 2 questions. What if the company, which is called Renmatics, doesn't choose the Pontiac? What will the answer be? And the answer I was given from Fiber Pontiac was, we'll have to find another company. Then I said, how long will all of this take? And the answer I was given is perhaps another 10 years. So it is for this reason that I support the 2 conditions that Pro Warden Cartier-Villeneuve is moving. And I think that these 2 conditions of wait to see if they receive federal funding and wait until that company chooses to actually purchase land and be in the Pontiac region, those need to be fulfilled first. And I want to point out, this is not canceling the project in any way, and no money is being removed from the budget. We just approved our budget. We didn't change any numbers. And I presented this idea because I hoped that it would give every mayor an opportunity to stop and think of supporting it. Because what it does, I think every project needs a timeline, and every project, it's just a good business practice, needs to be reevaluated and eventually needs to be independent of MRC funding. So I'm now going to let Pro Warden Cartier-Villeneuve move the 2 conditions just to put them on the table, and she will speak to them. And then I know that Mayor Sundstrom asked to be the next speaker, but it just won't be the time for tabling his resolution because we have to vote on the conditions first. So Pro Warden Cartier-Villeneuve. I think your mute is on, Pro Warden.
Sorry, Jane.
It's okay.
Sorry about that. Yes, Jane, I do support the, well, actually, I table these 2 conditions for for the success of the receipt of the IFIT funding for 2020 and especially to build the facilities in the Pontiac. Actually, I was never convinced that this was an MRC project because in my mind, an MRC project would be managed by the MRC and also there would be a financial benefit that would be given to all of the Pontiac. And by that, I mean a financial benefit. It would mean by decreasing our tax base. So that would mean that all of the municipalities would benefit financially from this. To me, an MRC project is, example, the internet project that the two MRCs are working on, and another project, an MRC project would be the energy from waste, because these two would be managed by the MRC, and also there would be financial gain there for the MRC, for all of the citizens of the Pontiac. I do agree, and I have supported this project for many years, and I do agree that if it would be stationed here and in the Pontiac, definitely the jobs would be a great benefit to the Pontiac. But my concern is, do we continue to invest into one particular project and that we have been investing for several years, and that there is no guarantee that this project is going to actually be in the Pontiac? So that is basically my concerns, and this is why that I'm tabling these two conditions.
Okay, thank you. And the screen's very small for me because I want to have your faces instead. Is that what's on the screen right now, Kim or Travis? Are those the conditions? Okay, so everybody can read them. Thank you. Now, Mayor Sundstrom had asked to speak next.
So I'm assuming that Mayor Cartier-Villeneuve put the resolution on the table now?
Yes, she has. So could you please just speak either in favor or against the conditions?
Well, yes, I'm going to speak against the conditions. I'm not an expert in forestry. As a regional councillor, I'm not expected to be an expert. It is expected that I will act in the best interests of the MRC Pontiac. It is also expected that I will bring my best judgment to this decision tonight, and it's a very important decision. I have followed the files of Fibre Pontiac and the forestry consultant since the beginning. I would like to point out that Renmatics and the biopark are not one and the same. The biopark is a group of companies that complement each other in the transformation of wood and biomass. One company will extract certain products, and another company is extracting different products. Renmatics is one of those companies that does extract new products from wood using advanced technology. Renmatics would be one of several companies in the biopark, probably the main one, but there would be others supporting. The biopark can continue without Renmatics. The biopark can still proceed and grow. Renmatics is still interested in coming. They are doing their due diligence and working on their finances. 2 Canadians work at high levels in the Renmatics company. They have visited the MRC Pontiac. This resolution is basically putting a gun to the head of Renmatics, saying, come now with lots of money and decide in the next 5 weeks, or else we will withdraw the support and the relationship you have with our forestry consultant. This resolution is the exact opposite of investor attraction, where we should be communicating with Renmatics to see if there's anything further we can do for them or that they need to know. This resolution also stops the further development of the biopark within 5 weeks. Forespect is a company already established there with a wood yard. Abritech is another company that wants to establish there. Abritech is is presently working on their finances. So there is a start to the biopark. The forestry consultant has worked effectively to put the MRC Pontiac on the map, setting the stage for the future development of forestry with the latest technology and the latest products from wood. He has attracted the interest of Renmatics and other companies. He has helped Renmatics navigate its way through various ministries in Quebec. He has attracted the National Research Council and CanMet Energy. Both are major accomplishments. Because of his expertise, as I said, I'm not an expert, but the forestry consultant is. And because of his expertise and his experience, he is moving us forward and getting things done. As you said, the money is already in the budget, so it's not a money problem. We need to continue his services now to continue the relationship with the various companies and to continue to grow the biopark. I am voting against the resolution because it puts onerous and impossible conditions on renewing the contract within the next 5 weeks. So I will respect the vote of each mayor, and I thank you for listening.
I would also like to speak, if I may. It's Colleen.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
The MRC needed to find solutions when Smurfit Stone closed. It was clear we needed to diversify our activities in the forestry sector by introducing the production of bioproducts, and that is what this project is. The consultant, Pierre Vézina, has been leading this project from the beginning and has brought us to the point we are today. With the 2 levels of government supporting the project financially, a letter of interest from the Quebec government of $15 million, investments of $450,000 in studies from federal agencies, from the NRC and CanMet Energy. Mr. Amos made it clear that this project is the top priority for the MRC Pontiac when it comes to forestry. When he discussed the project with Minister O'Regan, the Minister of Natural Resources of Canada, I think it's imperative that the consultant remains. He is the main link with the partners for this project. This is not the time to give alternatives to a major potential investor in our industrial park, which is a regional industrial park. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Lariviere. Would anyone else like to speak? So please speak on whether you support the conditions or you do not.
So just to make it clear, I do not support the conditions.
Yes, thank you very much.
I would like to speak, Brent.
Oh, go ahead, Mayor Orr.
Yes, through the last 7 years, Mr. Vézina has carried this. He has worked more like an industrial commissioner than a consultant through different administrations and different employees. He has carried the ball for us. So I don't think it's the right time to cut the ties to all the contacts and revenue streams for the project that Mr. Vézina and staff has developed over the last 7 years. I think it would be an ideal time for our new staff in economic development to tap his wealth of experience and knowledge, and that would increase accountability. They know what he was doing, and he'd know what we were doing. So,
okay, thank you, Mayor.
So I'm against the
2 conditions. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else like to speak?
Yeah, Jim Gibson.
Yes, Mayor Gibson.
I'm in favor of the resolution. I don't see why something should take 8 years to get anywhere. This so far has cost the people of the Pontiac $360,000. And if it doesn't go through, how do we justify this? I haven't seen anything from this gentleman in the way of his accomplishments, what companies he's actually engaged, and when are they coming to the Pontiac? Or is there any definite yes or no that they are coming? And, any company that has a plan, a strategic plan, doesn't take more than 3 or 4 years to decide on that strategic plan. And nothing's being decided on this. And my council will not give any more money through their shares because they've received very little, if any, information of what's taking place on this. I think that these two deadlines are necessary for this person to get up and get things going. I don't think it takes 8 years to do anything like that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor Gibson. Anyone else like to speak?
If I may, Jane.
Yes, Mayor Beauregard.
I'm against the two conditions, Jane. I want to vote against it, make it clear that I believe when we looked at all the details, there is stuff moving. We have a new staff at the MRC, and as I've said in the past in meetings, I believe it might have been an oversight by management. We should be giving Pierre more tasks to do, but it's not the time to cut our tie with him. We talked that forestry is important in the Pontiac. Let's keep our consultant working, and let's, as an MRC, give him extra jobs to work on and include him in other projects. So I'm against the two conditions.
Okay, thank you.
I have one more comment. What happened to the last 3 years when he said he was going to give his information on 2018, 2019, and 2020? Where's that information?
John Armstrong speaking.
Yes.
I don't want to get personal, but I'm a little surprised with that last statement when there's a company up in his area that could profit very much from this by getting wood out to the area. I am opposed to this resolution also, and I'm going to come at it maybe a little different way, but it's very real to me. I worked at the mill from the time it started till shortly before it closed, and I found it a tragedy to see how the place was taken down and the way it was. It was like a war zone. There's nothing I would like to see any better than for this to go ahead and to get something there that is going to be not only profitable, but make the place look like as if it is an industrial park. And the only way that we're going to be able to do this, if we, at this point, in my opinion, if we stay with it, I think it was mentioned by the person that proposed this, that how long do you have, and also by another individual. I think we've tried a lot of other lumber yards, sawmills that it took a long time, but it didn't go to fruition. But that's not that you don't keep trying. I certainly am opposed to this, and I would hope that we would see something here in the near future.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Armstrong.
Gilles Dion.
Gilles Dion, go ahead, Gilles.
Yes, I brought this issue upon my council, and after a very long discussions that we had Monday night, I have to vote for the two conditions.
Thank you very much. Next mayor to speak.
Karen Kelly here.
Yes, go ahead, Mayor Kelly.
I'm definitely in favor of the two conditions. I'd like to know how come we have spent $800,000 on one project and have nothing to show for it. That's the way my council looks at it, and they don't like spending $800,000. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Kelly. Any other speakers?
Yeah, it's Donnie.
Mayor Donnie Gagnon.
Yes, I'm against the resolution. It's new technology, which is a benefit for all of the Pontiac, and it takes time to materialize. And that's my reason for voting against it.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Gagnon.
Yeah, I'm against.
Sorry, Debbie Laporte had her hand up, and then we'll go to you, Mayor Alain Gagnon.
Okay.
Mayor Debbie Laporte.
I just want to say that I am in favor of the resolution. Gaston was part of the meetings for 3 years where you guys had all the discussions. And last couple of meetings, I was at the MRC and I brought it up to our council, and they want to vote in favor of this resolution.
Okay, thank you very much. Mayor Alain Gagnon.
Well, this project did start at the MRC table with the mayor 7 years ago. So to me, it is an MRC project. We were looking for a new ways, not just doing 2x4s and, new technology. And we meet what the government is looking at. And also Randmatex did not come to us. We went to them and other companies to choose the best technology and what we can deal with. and they're in line, I guess. So I'm against it.
You're against the 2 conditions.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Alain Gagnon. Any other mayors like to speak? Mayor
Yes.
Newberry? Mayor
Carl
Newberry?
Mayer.
Oh, just a minute, Carl. Mayor Newberry?
After reading the documentation provided and after speaking with some councillors who were also for it, will be supporting the 2 resolution, the 2.
You support the 2 conditions. Thank you very much, Mayor Newberry. Mayor Carl Mayer?
Yeah, my council, I talked to them about it and they suggest they want answers like why it's taking so long. So I'm with the 2 resolutions.
The 2 conditions. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Mayor Mayer. So we still have Mayor Cameron. Would you like to speak?
Well, I've been there since the very beginning, and it seems that we haven't heard very much over the last few years. But the one comment that really bothers me is what if they don't choose the Pontiac? Where do we stand then? If they choose to go elsewhere. I know that there's talk of they've got these other companies going to come as well, but what if they don't choose the Pontiac? Then where are we then? And why is it seems only one project? I don't know.
So
that's all I have to say.
Are you saying you support the conditions?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Mayor Murray, Sandra Murray. Is that Mayor Murray's phone? No. Maybe. There's a lot of static at the moment. We'll come back to Mayor Murray. Mayor Ranger, do you want to say something?
Yes, I've followed, I've read, and I'm a little bit confused, but all I know is when you work on projects don't happen overnight. I've seen a small project like Residence Mier, and every time we would have a new consultant, it was always somebody new. We started back from right back at the beginning and had to go back out again.
Because of new
With the
consultant.
whole shamazo. But I find we have consultant, but I'm voting against this because I really think we should give this another go, but we should use this contract is not just a contract that we handed out money. This should be controlled at the MRC, and we should be using this gentleman. So for that reason, I vote against it too. And I believe that we should go forward in 2021 with Pierre Vezinev's contract.
All right, thank you. Mayor Sandra Murray, are you able to come on?
I'm on.
Okay, go ahead, Mayor Murray.
I'm voting against it because I feel it's the wrong time to back out. We've invested time and money, and I know people think things should move faster, but they don't. And hopefully this will come to fruition, and that is why I'm voting against the motion.
You're going against the 2 conditions, okay?
Yes.
And there's only one mayor left to speak, and that is David Rochon.
We have been pursuing this project for 8 years now with no end in sight. And for this reason, I vote yes for this resolution.
For the 2 conditions, okay. So I'm just going to ask the mayors a question. As you've all been very clear about where you stand, and so I have been keeping track with X or check mark. And rather than going through the whole vote again, would you feel that by telling me what you've told, that is your vote? Is anybody going to change their mind? So if I add this up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 X's, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 check marks. So it is a tie. And so I am required to cast the deciding vote, and I will vote as the elected warden in favor of the two conditions. So that decides the debate tonight. Okay, so thank you very much for your time, and I know this wasn't easy. It's our first controversial vote in public, but I think it's healthy and certainly does not mean that the project is finished. And I'd like to just qualify that. Everyone was talking about 5 weeks. Remember, the existing contract was signed at the end of January last year. So let's hope for good news with the IFIT funding, and we'll have more discussion about this in the future. We have miscellaneous now. Are there any miscellaneous items, Bernard? No? Okay.
If I may, Jane, I have something.
Yes, Mayor Newberry, yes.
So my attention that some of the messages firemen receive from the 911 MRC Colin dispatch,
yes,
is not clear at all, and so sometimes the firemen don't know where the fire is, and that's an issue.
Okay.
Policy or something that defines what they write, so that the message is always clear, because it's a problem.
Okay. Julian Gagnon, are you still on the line? Anyways, perhaps, I don't know what's happened. The reception's not so good at the moment hearing everybody, but this is an important issue, Serge. And perhaps we could follow up with you, have Julian Gagnon look into it. Thank you for raising it. Is there any other issue for miscellaneous? Okay, no. So could I have a resolution to close the meeting? Moved by Mayor Debbie Laporte. All those in favor? And the meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. Keep safe.